You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. You're never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.
Welcome to flight training. I'm your instructor, Captain Molina, but you can just call me Jess. This session, we'll get started with some basic controls. Sound good? Captain Molina, but you can just call me Jess. First things first, let's get familiar with your surroundings. We'll get started with some basic controls. Don't worry, I've got the stick while you get your bearings. First things first, let's get familiar with your Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. While you get your bearings. First things first, let's get out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. Get your bearings. Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. Out your side windows, you can see we have This is Red Rock territory. Sedona today. Beautiful, isn't it? This is Red Rock territory. Beautiful, isn't it? This is Red Rock territory. See if you can spot the Sedona Airport. The runway should be a pretty easy landmark to find. See if you can spot the Sedona Airport. The runway should be a pretty easy landmark. There you go. Visual confirmation on the airport. Now that we're oriented, it's your turn. Time to fly this bird. Visual confirmation on the airport. The first control on our training list is the yoke. Now that we're oriented, I still remember my first instructor saying the yoke is like a steering wheel. Almost. Sure, you can turn, but you can also pitch. For starters, it controls the ailerons. Sure, you can turn, but you can also And the ailerons, they allow the plane to roll and bank into turns. It controls the ailerons. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. The ailerons, they allow the plane to roll and bank into turns. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. They allow the plane to roll and bank into turns. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. Nice. Now let's see you level back out. Nice. You left the training airspace. You need to go back. Nice. You left the training airspace. You need to go back. You left the training airspace. You need to go back. Welcome to flight training. I'm your instructor, Captain Molina, but you can just call me Jess. This session, we'll get started with some basic controls. Sound good? Captain Molina, but you can just call me Jess. First things first, let's get familiar with your surroundings. This session, we'll get started with some basic controls. Don't worry, I've got the stick while you get your bearings. First things first, let's get familiar with Out your side windows, you can see we have great visibility over Sedona today. While you get your bearings. First things first, let's get Red Rock territory. Beautiful, isn't it? This is Red Rock territory. Beautiful, isn't it? This is Red Rock territory. See if you can spot the Sedona Airport. The runway should be a pretty easy landmark to find. See if you can spot the Sedona Airport. The runway should be a pretty easy landmark to find. There you go. Visual confirmation on the airport. Now that we're oriented, it's your turn. Time to fly this bird. Visual confirmation on the airport. The first control on our training list is the yoke. Now that we're oriented, I still remember my first instructor saying the yoke is like a steering wheel. Almost. Sure, you can turn, but you can also pitch. For starters, it controls the ailerons. Sure, you can turn, but you can also. And the ailerons, they allow the plane to roll and bake into turns. It controls the ailerons. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. The ailerons, they allow the plane nice and bake into turns. Now let's see you level back out. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. They allow the plane nice and bake into turns. Now let's see you level back out. Go ahead and try rolling to the right. Nice. Now let's see you level back out. Good. Of course, the yoke also controls the elevator. And the elevator affects the plane's pitch, right? Pull back on the stick, the plane starts to climb. Give it a shot. The elevator affects the plane's pitch, right? The most valuable things in aviation are speed and altitude. But notice, when you're pitching up, your speed is decreasing. Things in aviation are speed and you could add more power. But notice, or for now, let's just pitch down. Just like that, your speed's picking up again as the nose pitches down. As you level back out, let's talk about another control, the rudders at your feet. Rudder pedals control the aircraft's side-to-side movement, also known as yaw. On the ground, those pedals are going to steer the plane left or right. Up here, they properly align us during turns. On the ground, try them out and watch the plane's nose skew to either side. They properly align us during turns. On the ground, try them out. Simple enough, right? Skew to either side. Before we go on, let's bring the plane back to straight-up flight. Make sure your dashboard is aligned 3 to 4 inches below the horizon for a cruise attitude. Let's bring the plane back to straight-up flight. Make sure your dashboard is aligned 3 to 4 inches below the horizon for a cruise attitude. You left the training airspace, you need to go back. You left the training airspace, you need to go back. You left the training airspace, you need to go back. Left the training airspace, you need to go back. You left the training airspace, you need to go back. You left the training airspace, you need to go back. Okay, the last thing we're going to cover now is the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Power output of the engine. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power. see what happens when you cut all the power. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power. Left the training airspace, you need to go back. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power. You've left the training airspace, you need to go back. What happens when you cut all the power? Surprise, surprise, our altitude is decreasing. This might be a good time for a piloting PSA. Always keep an eye on your surroundings, because nobody likes a low-flying duck. Alright, let's go ahead and throttle back up. Always keep an eye on your surroundings, because nobody likes a low-flying duck. There you go. Speed is increasing, and as long as we maintain the same attitude, our altitude will keep climbing too. You're really getting the hang of your controls. And as long as we maintain the same before long, you won't even need a co-pilot. Until then, if you want help with the radio or checklists or simply flying the plane, I'll be here. You won't even need a co-pilot. You can pass me the controls when you're ready to finish your session, or keep flying. It is a great day after all. Flying the plane, I'll be here. You can pass me the controls when you're ready to finish your session, or keep flying. All right, I have control. Good job. All right, I have control. Good job. All right, I have control. Good job. Today we're talking about attitudes of flight, how your plane is oriented relative to the horizon. If you look outside, you can see the cockpit is just about 4 inches below the horizon line. We're flying straight with a decent rate of speed. If you look outside, this is the cruise attitude. Let's see how it reads on your instruments. We're flying straight with a decent rate of speed. If you look outside, this is the cruise attitude. Take a look at the attitude indicator. As the name implies, it shows your current attitude. The white line is the horizon, with the sky above and the ground below. Take a look at the attitude indicator. That orange element in the middle, aligned with the horizon, that's your plane. White line is the horizon, with the sky above. Just like we saw outside, our current attitude reads pretty much straight and level. Element in the middle, aligned with the horizon, that's your plane. Okay, now let's see how much power the engine's generating. Check your tachometer. Looks like we're pushing around 2,300 revolutions per minute. Now let's see how much power the engine's generating. Combined, attitude and engine RPMs translate to aircraft performance. Looks like we're pushing around 2,300 revolutions per minute. Which leads us to your airspeed indicator. Attitude and engine RPMs translate to aircraft performance. Now, last but not least, check your altimeter. To figure out your altitude, you always want to read the small needle first. That's how many thousands of feet up you are. Then on to the big needle for the hundreds. With our current attitude and power output, we're holding a speed of 90 knots and a stable altitude of 6,000 feet. But that's about to change. Take the stick when you're ready. Pull back slightly on the yoke to raise the nose just above the horizon line. About 2 inches. Make sure you don't pitch up too much, or the angle will be too steep to create lift. And without enough lift, we'll stall. Alright, go full throttle and start climbing. Welcome to the climb attitude. See how it shows up on your attitude indicator and tachometer? According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude. But we're losing airspeed even at full throttle, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb. Okay, before we go on, let's get back to a cruise attitude. Ease up on the yoke and aim your nose just below the horizon. Then throttle back down to 2,300 RPM. Nice job. We're now set up with the same attitude and power we had at the top of our lesson. Next up is the descent attitude. Nice job. Start by reducing your RPMs to 1,800. Then drop the plane's nose a bit further below the horizon. Start by reducing your RPMs to 1,800. Then drop the plane's nose a bit further below the horizon. As expected, with a nose-down attitude, our altitude is decreasing, while our speed is picking up. Why don't you get us back to a cruise attitude, and we'll hit the last part of our lesson. Altitude is decreasing, while our speed is picking up. Why don't you get us back to a cruise attitude, and we'll hit the last part of our lesson. There we go. Now that we know how to cruise, climb, and descend, let's talk about the turn attitude. Gently pull the yoke left or right to start rolling the plane. Now that we know how to cruise, climb, and descend, let's talk about the turn attitude. If you take a look outside, you can see how our attitude's changed, but you can also check your instruments for the details. As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees. At the top of your attitude indicator, there's a series of notches representing 10 degrees each. Use them to control your roll. Notice the more you turn, the more you need to pull back on the yoke to maintain altitude. When you're rolling out, you'll need to do the opposite. Roll and push at the same time. The more you know about the main attitudes of flight, the closer you get to that pilot state of mind. So keep practicing, and whenever you're done, pass me the controls. The more you know about the main attitudes of flight, the closer you get to that pilot state of mind. So keep practicing, and whenever you're done, pass me the controls. The more you know about the main attitudes of flight, the closer you get to that pilot state of mind. So keep practicing, and whenever you're done, pass me the controls. Thanks, I've got control now. Well done.